And we are live. Welcome for this weekly live stream on the latest and greatest news in Ethereum and DeFi. For those who don't know me, I'm Julian, your host, and on Eat the Blocks, I teach blockchain development. Hi everybody in the chat. We have Salvatore, George, Ciao Pizza Bella, THX, Jim Bob, Synapsis Nervosa. Alright. So, first, for those who are new here, if you want to become a professional blockchain developer, take my free training. This is a series of emails that's going to give you some extremely useful tips to find your first blockchain job. And second announcement. So we are releasing a new project. This is Token Maker. So this is basically allow you to create your ERC20 token visually with no code. So if you have a couple of options, you can customize your token. So if you don't want to create your token yourself and you want something quick and easy, check it out. I posted in the chat as well. Next, we're gonna start with the price of Ethereum. So this is another good week, even though it wasn't as spectacular as last week. But now we are well above 3,000, and maybe in a few weeks we will reach 4,000 again. So everything is going well, and in general, going towards the end of the year, usually this is very good for crypto market. And when we look at the gas price, so we picked out 1 week ago, and now we are going down a bit. And here we have an interesting chart that shows the evolution of gas price since the London hard fork and the introduction of EIP 1559 that changed the rules for the calculation of gas. And so you can see that the main effect was to reduce the volatility, so not necessarily to reduce the peak, so the peak are as high as before, but this is less volatile. So this is a better user experience for user, because users don't need to start to wait for a specific time in the day when the gas prices are better. It's an evolution. Next, I wanted to show you this dashboard that analyze the Ethereum network according to the different clients. So here you can see the vast majority of clients are gas. You can also see the most popular operating system for miners. So most people are mining on Linux. Some people are mining on Windows. Wow, they are courageous. And a couple of other stats. Then there is an update of Etherscan. So now they added this green bulb here next to transaction of type 2. So transaction of type 2, they are the transaction that use the new rule of calculation for gas price, because you still have the option to send the old type of transaction. Next, we have a release of a new client for Ethereum 2 that is called Lodestar. And what is interesting with Lodestar is that it's written in TypeScript. So if you want to dive into the code base of Ethereum, but you were afraid because most clients use like low-level language like Go or Rust, well, with Lodestar, this is TypeScript. So this is almost like a JavaScript. So that gives everybody a chance to dive into the code of Ethereum. Okay, so next update, next news. So now Lido is available on Ledger Live. So Ledger Live, this is an app that you use with your Nano Ledger hardware wallet. And so basically with Lido, now you can stake your Ethereum directly from your hardware wallet. So that make it more convenient to stake and also cheaper. Next, we have some news for Ethereum L2. So there is a new Ethereum L2 scaling solution that is based on optimistic rollup, and specifically they use the technology of the Optimism project. So this new project is called the Boba Network. I love the name, Boba Network. And they just launched their mainnet beta, and this is managed by a company that is called Enya, and they were already in the crypto space for a few years before they were a core contributor to the OMG network, which is another scaling solution for Ethereum. OMG network, they were big in 2017, 2018, and recently we didn't heard a lot about them. But yeah, like we see like so many new L2 scaling network popping up right and left. Next, we have some news from StarkNet. So StarkNet is building a tool to transpile EVM to Kero. So Kero, this is basically the virtual machine that they are using on their zero knowledge scaling solution. And so with this, I understand that we'll be able to directly deploy our Solidity smart contract to StarkNet. So this is very good for adoption, because the problem with all this zero knowledge scaling solution is that usually they have their own programming language for smart contract, but that's really a problem for adoption. All right, so next we have a new wallet that is called Tally that is coming out. So this is the two main characteristic is this is a wallet owned by the community. So they are very decentralized, and also they are super focused on DeFi, and also they really don't like Metamask apparently. Tally is a community-owned and operated Web3 wallet built in off the road of the early Metamask team. Okay, so meaning that they don't agree with the decision of Metamask recently. What they don't like especially was let me see. There was this commit in August last year where basically Metamask changed the license. So before it was an MIT very permissive license, you can do whatever you want, and after they used another license where basically you cannot use their code if this is for a commercial wallet, and because they wanted to protect themselves from competitors, which is understandable. But yeah, the team of Tally doesn't like them for that. And so here also they point out there was this line of code that was added in MetaMask infra block key. So potentially that could indicate that MetaMask is preparing to block certain countries. So Tally is saying we will never block any country, will be much more open, much more community based. And when you look at the first screenshot, it looks pretty good to me. So it kind of make me think of like the Argent wallet, but distributed as a Chrome extension. So we'll see what happened. It never hurt to have one more wallet, but I just hope that it's not going to be, they're not going to start to have a different API compared to MetaMask, because it's going to be one more wallet to integrate for our dApp, and it's going to make everything more complex. So yeah, I hope they stay in line. All right, so next, let's see the DeFi market. So we have reached a new high. So I'm not sure this is all-time high, but we are getting close to the all-time high that was roughly mid-May. Yeah, 87 or maybe 90 billion, something like this. So yeah, we are getting really close, so that's great. And in terms of the number of ETH locked in DeFi, this is also going up. Then in terms of the biggest market cap for the DeFi project, so Aave is still number one, Instadap, Curve, Uniswap, he hasn't climbed back. So Uniswap used to be number one, now only number 6. SushiSwap still below Uniswap, so not much change in the ranking. And when it comes to DeFi on Binance Smart Chain, so we can check DeFi Station, and it's also growing, so 30 billion, but still way below Ethereum, so roughly 1/3 of Ethereum. All right, so next let's check out the price of the DeFi token. So that was a really great week. So Pangolin plus 200%, Coin98 plus 100%, Nerve Finance plus 100%, Loop Ring. So this is a decentralized exchange deployed as on its own zero knowledge network, plus 50%. Luna also is doing well. TrustSwap. And when we check out the losers, so Cream Finance, Harvest Finance, Ample Force, Badger DAO, but that was difficult to lose money this week, really. All right, so next we're gonna continue with the specific news for DeFi project. And first we have One Inch network that is expanding to optimistic Ethereum, which is one of the top L2 scaling solution for Ethereum. And so yeah, 1 Inch, which is the top aggregator on Ethereum, so now they're gonna be on optimistic. And so I'm guessing that if you use 1 Inch on optimistic, it's going to optimize it's going to be connected to the DEX of optimistic only, but not the one on Ethereum. So next we have a new project that was launched. It's called Beta Finance. So this is not live on Ethereum mainnet. So this is a lending protocol that has a special feature. It allows you to short sell your token. Next, we have this article of André Conré, who is one of the most famous builder in the space. And so he's basically explaining how we could change liquidity mining by giving out options instead of the asset itself, because the problem with liquidity mining is that people who are just interested in making money, but they don't really care about governance, they just tend to sell the token right after they earn it, and so that's not good for the price of the token. So if instead we gave some option with a strike price, which is not at the money but a little bit out of the money, that will somehow protect against this. So maybe the future of liquidity mining. Then some news from Green Finance, they are changing their governance token to a new one, and the new one will be non-transferable, will be non-tradable. So basically, it will really remove the financial value, because you can't really you cannot make money of it. The only way you can profit from it is if you really care about the governance of the token, and so that's valuable to you, but you won't be able to transfer it. Then some news for hacks. So this week there was a vulnerability that was found in one of the smart contract of SushiSwap that's called Miso. There were about $350 million that were at risk. So Miso is not the main smart contract of SushiSwap. This is not related to trading, but if I remember well, I think this is related to the launchpad. So it's basically this allows you to launch new project. Yeah, so it's like a side project of SushiSwap, but still $350 million at risk. That was huge. But anyway, that's fixed now. Next, we're going to continue with NFT, and we have this new stat that came out. So OpenSea has not surpassed 8C in terms of volume, with 1 billion traded in August. So that's really crazy, because 8C, like that's a company that was launched, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and with a way more employee, way more high profile than OpenSea, way more mainstream media coverage. And you can see how fast everything is growing on the blockchain. This is really insane. Okay, so next we're gonna continue with an update on CryptoPunk. CryptoPunk, which is one of the top NFT collection out there. And so CryptoPunk announced that they will migrate their image on-chain. So currently what they do is that they compute a hash of the image, they store the hash on-chain, and the actual image is hosted outside. But in the future, the image will be stored on-chain. It's actually each CryptoPunk doesn't need so much space. So for CryptoPunk, it's going to be doable, and so for it will make CryptoPunk more sustainable, because now you know that you don't rely on an external server to see the image of your CryptoPunk. CryptoPunk again. So Visa announced that they bought a CryptoPunk of $150,000, and why they did this. So I quote the article. So CryptoPunk pioneered the NFT technology and the wave of NFT commerce. So Visa wanted to own a punk. The decision was less about the individual punk, but more about CryptoPunks in general, given that it is a historical NFT project. Alright, so next we are going to continue with enterprise blockchain and regulation. And we have some news from the CFTC in the US. So this is one of the top regulator, and they've indicated that they consider Ethereum to be a non-security commodity. So that's good for Ethereum. We heard many times that the US regulators don't consider Ethereum as a security. Next, we have some news from Binance. Good news, which is good because recently there were only bad news for Binance. So Binance is considering obtaining investment and protection from government funds at a valuation of $200 billion, and Singapore is one of the most likely options. And CZ, the CEO, owns 92% of the share of Binance. So if this deal goes through, that means that his personal net worth will be equal to $184 billion, and he would become the richest man, even before Elon Musk. That's really insane. In terms of, if this really happened, you guys have to realize, like, in terms of speed, it was usually to become the richest man in the world, it just takes decades. And now with blockchain and Binance was actually I think it was the fastest growing company in history or something like this. So yeah, I mean, if these deals go through, that would be really insane. And what's interesting is to compare Coinbase and Binance. Of course, they are the two biggest centralized exchange, and so Coinbase profit in the first quarter was about 800 million, and its current market value is 54 billion. And Binance profit is about 4 times the one of Coinbase, and so the valuation is also multiplied 4 times to about 200 billion. Then some news from Binance again. So Binance is going to impose a KYC for all users, because before it was possible to create your account on Binance with just your email, but recently they started to face a lot of regulatory scrutiny, and so they are tightening everything on Binance. Then we have some news from Immutable X, which is one of the top L2 scaling solution for NFT. And so they were planning initially to reward American user with their own token, but because they're a little bit afraid that the regulators won't be happy, instead they're going to reward them with Ether. Okay, so next we have this news. Twitter is going to start a project to create a decentralized social media. And next we have this interview of Vitalik on Bloomberg, and he actually comments on the plan of Twitter to build the decentralized social media, and he's generally speaking, he's very skeptical of all the effort of all this social media to get into blockchain. For example, when it comes to Twitter, so I think Twitter, they have several projects on the blockchain, but for one of them, they want to build a DeFi. They basically want to bring DeFi to Bitcoin, but yeah, it really makes no sense because Bitcoin doesn't have native capabilities contrary to Ethereum. So that's what Vitalik is explaining. Next, we have some news from Coinbase. that said that going forward they will allocate 10% of their quarterly net income into crypto assets, so Ethereum, DeFi token, and many other crypto. And they are the first US publicly traded company to have Ether on their balance sheet. Next, we're going to continue with news for other blockchain, and we're going to cover Cardano. So ADA is doing super well right now, super hot, and this is ahead of the Alonso fork in September, which will bring smart contract functionality, and all the indicators show that the token is super overbought at the moment. So yeah, everybody's expecting a big correction for Cardano. Next, there is this interesting project. It's called Open Frontend. So this is basically a project to create open source frontend for different DeFi projects, because we see more and more DeFi projects that block users based on their location. We saw that with Uniswap a couple of years ago, but there were a couple of other projects that follow suit. And so with this, the idea is to have all these open source frontend, so that if any official frontend is blocked, then anybody can quickly deploy their own frontend. And what's really interesting for developer is that there will be a bounty of there are bounties of 8K to start building a frontend. So if you are good for the frontend, check it out. Then there is this new EIP which is being discussed, 3722 poster. So this is an EIP for decentralized social media, and it's very simple. The idea is that for decentralized social media, we want to commit the data on the blockchain, but we only need to have the blockchain log it. That's it. And the cheapest way to do this is by using Ethereum event. So that means that you post your data on the blockchain as an event, and after you'll have a front end that listens to all these events and rebuild the thread of messages in the right order. But that also means that it won't be possible to change your message after. All right, so next some news about ETH Online. So this is going to be one of the biggest hackathon. This is going to be in September. So it's a great way to showcase your skill as a developer. And then we have this update of Remix. And so they support the new type of transaction, so type 2 transaction. So that's the transaction with EIP 1559. And finally, we have an update for OpenZeppelin, the Solidity library. So in this update, they released a modular system of contract for on-chain governance, and this is all based on Governor Alpha and Governor Bravo, which are two governance smart contract of Sushi that are very used by many other projects. All right, so now we're gonna continue with the Q&A. So briefly, very quickly, if you are new here and you want to become a professional blockchain developer, I highly suggest you to take this training. This is a short series of email with super useful tip if you want to get your first job in the industry. All right, so let's scroll up and let's see what we have. Okay, Salvatore, hello master, I'm there every Monday. George, hi everyone. Ciao Pizza Bella, hi, hello guys. THX, hey Julian, nowadays we can win crypto for uploading music to TikTok using Audius. Cool, I didn't know. Jim Bob, hello Julian. Ciao Pizza Bella. Visa by the CryptoPunk, what a day. Yes, Synapse Nervosa, Guten Tag. Salvatore, I'm preparing a joint to enjoy the video. Shiv Nanda, hi. Kimberly, hi Julian, greetings from Miami. Hi Kimberly, wondering about your recommendation for the best cold storage wallet. I think you mean hardware wallet. Yeah, Ledger is good. It's It's just that Nano Ledger, the user experience isn't great because the screen is very small. Another wallet that I've tried, actually I have a video on my channel, is a Grid Plus Lattice one. So this is a bigger wallet where you have a big screen and you can see clearly what's going on. So yeah, depending on your budget, I would go either for Grid Plus Lattice one or Nano Ledger. Humor Akil, doing great, sir. Awesome. Tripathi, DeFi news, let's go. Yeah. Synapse Consensus owned by JP Morgan. I get the distrust. They're owned by JP Morgan? Maybe JP Morgan has a share, but I don't think they're the majority owner. But yeah, I mean, of course, Consensus is going more corporate these days. Right? Osvaldas, TLOS, I don't know what's that. Is it the name of a project? Grand Karpov, hello Julian, how much different is ADA smart contract from Ethereum, and do you think we can benefit from learning it? So I'm checking out Cardano right now. I don't have anything interesting to say yet, but probably sometime in the next few weeks you'll hear about it. Yeah. When is hello from Malaysia? Alright, very well short. Love you, bro. Thanks, man. Asubi, how mining could possibly disappear? You mean mining for, you mean a proof of work? Yeah, I mean, most blockchains are going from proof of work to proof of stake. Edwin Long, the new ERC 721.080 for Open Zeppelin was awesome. Okay, I wasn't aware there was an update. Someone from Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh. Love you, bro. Thanks. Edwin Long, good for game industry. ERC 721, I think you're talking about. Jordan Greer, thought on baseline protocol. Haven't looked at it. All right. Forex Shack, love your work. Keep it up. Thanks. Okay, guys, I think we are reaching the end of the Q&A here. All right, so thanks everybody for coming here tonight, and I will see you another day on my channel. Have a great week, everybody. Bye bye. Bye, guys.